Hey everyone, this is Rabbitearsblog, and welcome to my first ever What Did I Watch series. So basically, with this series, I talk about all the things that I've watched so far during the year. So in this case, I'm going to be talking about all the movies and TV shows that I've watched so far in 2020. And before I get into what I've watched so far, here are a few words from the channel. Hey guys, if you want to check out more content from this channel, then tune in every Sunday and Monday for new videos. And if you happen to see any videos posted up during the week, that means that there was a bit of movie and TV news that I wanted to talk about, so those will be considered special videos. And if you want to chat with me on social media or see when new videos are being released, then follow me through Twitter and Facebook. And also, please feel free to join the new Facebook group, Rabbitearsblog Reviews 2.0, where we talk about movies, TV shows, and video games with other fans of the genres. And now, we return to our regularly scheduled program. So I decided to start this series because I want to let you guys know about what I've been watching lately, and also if there were some movies or TV shows that I missed out on, maybe you guys could request some movies and TV shows that are currently running that I could check out, and I'll be sure to check those shows out or movies out whenever I get the chance to. So let's start talking about some of the movies and TV shows that I've watched so far. So the first TV series that I've watched so far this year was October Faction, and it premiered on Netflix, and it's basically about a family of monster hunters who discover that their kids actually have magical powers. And throughout the series we see that the kids are struggling with dealing with their powers and how they're starting to find out more about themselves and about their parents, and that's basically what this series is all about so far. So what are my thoughts about this series? I thought the series was okay. Like, it wasn't the best supernatural series I've seen so far. Like, I've seen a lot of supernatural shows that did the character development way better or have more action. But this series doesn't have a lot of action to it. And also, the characters were kind of dull for the most part. And also, the biggest issue that I have with this series so far is that it doesn't seem to know what kind of series it wanted to be. Like, does it want to focus on the parents who are monster hunters? Does it want to focus on the kids dealing with their powers? Or does it want to deal with this ancient conspiracy that's going on towards the end of the series? Like, I have no idea what the series wanted to be, and it confused me a lot when I was watching the show. So hopefully once October Faction does get a season 2, I'm hoping that they actually have better focus with the characters and better focus with the plot by the second season. But yeah, if you're interested in checking out October Faction, it's on Netflix and you could go ahead and check it out. Now let's go on to the movies that I've seen so far, and the first movie I wanted to talk about is Crawlers, which premiered on Hulu, and basically it's about this alien invasion that's happening on St. Patrick's Day, and this group of teenagers are trying to stop the alien invasion. So what are my thoughts about this movie? I thought this movie was pretty good. Like, I thought the movie was a lot of fun. I like how the teenagers are trying to stop the alien invasion, and I especially love the fact that the alien invasion takes place on St. Patrick's Day, because you rarely see a lot of films that take place on St. Patrick's Day, and I'm glad that we actually have a film that does take place on St. Patrick's Day, and better yet is an alien invasion on St. Patrick's Day, which is even rarer. So that's what I really enjoy about this film. My biggest issue with this film is that I felt like the characters weren't that well developed. Like, they were just pretty much there being the stereotypical teenagers who are trying to stop an alien invasion, and there's not much to their characterizations. So I wish that they developed the characters a little better. But overall, I definitely think you should check out Crawlers if you like alien invasions, and if you like St. Patrick's Day, it's definitely a movie worth watching. The next movie I wanted to talk about is Good Boy, which is a part of Hulu's Into the Dark series, and it's about Judy Greer's character being anxious all the time, and so a boss decides to tell her to get an emotional support dog, so she does, but it turns out the said emotional support dog is actually a killer dog who kills people that makes Judy Greer's character anxious, and that's pretty much the premise of this movie. So what did I think about this movie? I thought this movie was okay. It wasn't like the best killer animal movie I've seen, but I really liked the premise of this movie about a killer dog killing people that makes its owner anxious. And I like the fact that we actually have a character who suffers from anxiety actually be portrayed in this film, because it's rare that we see characters dealing with anxiety being portrayed in TV shows and movies, and it's great that we have a movie that actually portrays that. But my biggest gripe with this movie was that the pacing was too slow. Like, I felt like there was a lot of parts in this movie that were moving too slowly, and I kind of got bored with the movie several times throughout. And also, I didn't care much for Judy Greer's character. Like, I find her to be very unlikable. And that's pretty much my biggest gripe with this movie, was the pacing, and I didn't like the characterization of Judy Greer's character. But if you do like killer dog movies, I suggest you check out Good Boy and give it a watch. The next film I wanted to talk about is Palm Springs, which premiered on Hulu, and it's about this guy named Niles who meets up with this young woman named Sarah, and they end up going to this wedding reception, which they both were miserable at, and so they decided to go out and start having fun with each other. And then all of a sudden this crazy guy comes up and shoots Niles with an arrow, and Niles ends up running to this cave, and it turns out that this cave is what causes a time loop. So Niles and Sarah had to relive the same day over and over again while trying to find a way to get out of this time loop. So what I thought about this movie, I love this movie. I love the premise of the movie. I love the characters. Like, I loved everything about this movie. Like, I was actually shocked by the big twist that happens in this movie, even though it occurred like 20 minutes into the movie. Like, when I was watching this movie, I was expecting a straightforward romantic comedy, but it actually turned into a sci-fi adventure with Niles and Sarah reliving the same day over and over again. And I really loved that twist, and it just made this movie more unique to watch. And I also love Niles and Sarah themselves. They were very likable characters and hilarious characters, and they had a lot of good moments with each other. So I really enjoyed those two characters in this movie, and I just loved the whole movie. It was just such a fun experience. I love the characters. I love the plot twist. I love the bizarre humor that happens in this movie. So I definitely recommend Palm Springs whenever you start watching movies on Hulu. The next film I watched was Distraction from Netflix, and it stars Chris Hemsworth as a mercenary who's out to save the drug lord's son from being murdered, and that's pretty much the basis for this movie. So what are my thoughts about this movie? I thought this movie was fun. Like, I really liked the action sequences in this movie. I thought they were very well done. And I love the scenes where Chris Hemsworth's character is like fighting against all these people who's trying to kill the drug lord's son. And they were done very well. And I also love Chris Hemsworth's portrayal as a mercenary. Like, we actually see Chris Hemsworth portray a character who's very serious. And I think Chris Hemsworth did a very good job with portraying a serious role in this movie. So that's what I really enjoy about Extraction. So if you love Chris Hemsworth, or you love action films in general, I definitely recommend checking out Extraction on Netflix. And then the last movie that I watched was Project Power, which was the most recent film released on Netflix. And it's about a secret organization releasing these drugs out to the public, and these pills end up giving people superpowers. And so these three characters, Robin, Art, and Frank, have to go out and figure out how to take down this organization that's giving out these pills. So what are my thoughts about this movie? I love this movie. I think this is my favorite movie of the year so far, and I just love how they were able to develop each character, especially with Robin and Frank's relationship with each other, and Robin and Art's relationship with each other. And I like how complex the characters are. Like, you see the characters doing morally reprehensible things, but they're doing it for the right reasons. Like, Robin is dealing drugs, but that's because she's trying to get money to take care of her ill mother. And then you have Art, who's killing all these people, but he's doing it to save his daughter, and so on and so forth. So I like the complex nature of these characters. And I also really love the action sequences in this film. Like, this film is very action-packed. There's a lot of fighting scenes in this movie, especially with Art's character fighting off all these thugs that pop up in the movie. So I really enjoy those sequences. And I love the fact that we have these pills that actually give people superpowers instead of the other way around, where you watch a superhero movie and it's usually the person is born with superpowers, or they get in an accident and they end up getting superpowers. But here you have pills that give people superpowers. So I really like the aspect of that film. But yeah, I definitely recommend you check out Project Power. It's out on Netflix right now, so give this movie a watch. Well, that's all the movies and TV shows I've watched so far this year. And tell me in the comments down below, what movies and TV shows have you been watching so far in 2020? And what are some movies and TV shows that I didn't mention in this video that you guys think I should check out? Please let me know in the comments down below. Well, hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is Rabbitearsblog, and I'll see you guys later. Hey you! Have you been enjoying the content on my channel? Want to find a way to support this channel? Then please feel free to check out my new design over at teespring.com. Look at that beautiful design with all the blue and black colorings around it, mixed up in all that glitter goodness. Anyway, check out the new design over at teespring.com, and you can use my code RABBIT20 to save 20% off your next order. Alright? Interested enough? Okay, then go on out there and shop, shop, shop. Hey guys, like this video? Then please feel free to hit that like button. And also, hit that subscribe button for more content about video games, movies, and TV shows from this channel. And now, let's roll the credits, please.